Hey everyone, this is James from JLMI, and here we are again today to show you some helpful, useful Japanese grammatical tips. Last time we covered what one may refer to as ru-verbs or ru category verbs, where the last sound of the verb ends in ru, and how to make a polite command using such verbs. But today we'll be covering something called u-verbs, or an u category of verb, classified under the u group of verbs. You know, depending on how you study Japanese, the naming may vary, but ultimately it's the same thing. And it can be a little tricky because some verbs are, although they end in ru, they're not necessarily a ru-verb per se, but they just happen to fall underneath the category of u-verbs. But enough rambling, and I think it's just better that we get to some easy and わかりやすい samples, so like some easy to understand samples. So today we have 4 verbs for you. 作る to make, 持つ to hold, 話す to speak, and 買う to buy. So notice they all end in a u sound, right? So 作る, the vowel is an u sound. And motsu, it's tsu, but in Japanese you don't have consonants and vowels separately all the time. But motsu ends in an u sounding vowel, if you will. So it is classified as an u group verb as well. And hanasu, again, you hear the u sound, so it's an u verb or an u group category verb, if you will. So, and kau, this one's easy to get because it does in fact end in the hiragana u. So that might be a little bit easy to understand. So first off, 作る So to make a verb ending in ru, again, like I said, it ends in ru, but it is not a ru verb in this situation. So we'll dive into that in a different video in the future. But 作る, just bear with me for a minute. So 作る it becomes 作ってください. So 作ってください. So an example sentence would be ピザを作ってください. So ピザを作ってください means please make a pizza, or please make pizza. So ピザを作ってください. Okay? And another easy and common example sentence would be 朝ごはんを作ってください. So 朝ごはん is breakfast. を作ってください. So please make breakfast. Please make somebody breakfast, or it's not specified here. But yeah, very simple sentences, common sentences. So 作る becomes 作って plus ください. So 作ってください. So let's jump to the next verb, 持つ to hold. So yes, our first sample today for 持つ would be これを持ってください. So これを持ってください. これ is this, and 持ってください is please hold. So please hold this. これを持ってください. Okay, and another great example is 私のスイッチを持ってください. So 私のスイッチ is my Nintendo Switch, and を持ってください is please hold my Nintendo Switch. So 私のスイッチを持ってください. So great example you can use anywhere you go in the world, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so another great example using the verb 話す to speak is 日本語で話してください. So 日本語 is Japanese, and 日本語で is to speak in Japanese. So 日本語で話してください becomes, or when translated, is please speak in Japanese, correct? And another following sentence would be 先生と日本語で話してください. So 先生 means teacher or your instructor. と with, so 先生と, so with your teacher. 日本語で話してください. So please speak Japanese with your teacher. So 日本語で話してください. 先生と日本語で話してください. So 話す becomes 話してください. So please speak. Okay, and our last verb of today's video is 買う to buy. Everyone loves buying stuff, right? So 買う, when made into a polite command becomes 買って so there's a small tsu in between the te, right? So 買ってください. So please buy. And a great, excellent, and impossible sentence would be PlayStation 5を買ってください. So PlayStation 5, it means what? Of course, PlayStation 5, right? So PlayStation 5を買ってください is please buy a PlayStation 5. You think you can do that? Of course you can't do that. I can't do that, and the guy standing over there, he can't even do that. So none of us can do that. But if you're lucky, ぜひとも please PlayStation 5を買ってください. So please buy a PlayStation 5. And the last sentence with the verb 買う would be ソフトも買ってください. ソフトも買ってください. And that means please buy, so 買ってください, right? も also, も means also. We'll get into that in a different video, of course. So ソフトも買ってください means please buy a soft. Of course, it doesn't mean soft. Soft actually means software. It's a simplified version, or it's a 省略 version, or a I guess a simplified or smaller or shorter version of software. In Japanese, we refer to video games as software sometimes. So, ソフトも買ってください is also please buy a video game or the video game software for the PlayStation 5 you're probably never going to be able to buy. So yes, ソフトも買ってください. So please also buy the video game software, or just the video game if you will. So 作ってください. 作ってください. And 持ってください. 話してください. And 買ってください. So here's today's 4 verbs. These are just 4 examples of a variety of u-verbs that we will be covering. So definitely stay tuned for the other u-verbs down the line, and in addition to the verb conjugations, we'll be covering a lot of useful and helpful Japanese language tips and grammar and like all sorts of colloquialisms sometime in the future. So be sure to subscribe and check up on what we're doing here at JLMI on all of our SNS accounts, on our social media accounts as well. You got Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So be sure to check all 1 trillion of them out. And just keep on keeping on. And もう今後もずっと頑張ってくださいね. So always do your best and continue to study Japanese. So 皆さんお疲れ様でした。